Okay, then. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Aradhna, Fahim, Karan. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening. I can now see the chat from the start. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the day 2 of JavaScript Essential course. And today we have a lot of things to do. So yesterday, if you remember, we completed uh, we basically talked about the basics of JavaScript. We understood what JavaScript is. We understood how it came, how it works, and then we also saw how to start with JavaScript. And we also learn like basically we learned how to create variables and how to print something on the console. Very basic things we did yesterday. Now today we are gonna do a lot of things as well. So today we're going to talk about operators. Today we're going to talk about conditions, and if time permits, we'll also talk about loops. But for today, our primary focus is conditions and operators. And yes, I can see a lot of chats for polls. So first of all, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pratibha, Bhaskar, Mani, Kandan, Vimal, Sakshi. Good evening, everyone. So don't worry. Any time between the lecture, the poll will come, and I'll tell you. I have selected 3 projects. So the 3 projects are music player, quiz application, and to-do list. That I think I saw some people writing it, so I thought let's do it as well. So from that 3 projects, whatever project will get the higher vote, that is what we will create on the last day. And for that project only, we will build up the whole session. We'll learn accordingly. We'll learn everything accordingly so that at the end, we can build that project. Okay, so now, guys, when the poll comes, just vote. And depending on whatever gets the highest vote, I'm going to create the project. So I don't want to make a to do list. It's very simple, it's very easy. But if the vote wins, I have to do that. Okay, so not a problem at all. Vote when the poll comes. Okay, so anywhere between the lecture, the poll will come. Don't worry. Now then, let's start with today's session. And today we're going to talk about operators, conditions, and also different ways of printing on the console, different ways of generating strings. So we have a lot to do today. So everyone, please focus. I hope you guys are excited for today's session. Come on, everyone. Show me some excitement in the chat. Everyone, come on. Show me some excitement, everyone. Okay, I hope you can see the font size, but let me just increase it a little bit so that you can see it comfortably because I'm watching it on YouTube and it's looking a little small. Okay, cool, perfect. So yesterday we talked about variables. We understood that variables are nothing but temporary memory location that we create to store some data for the program so that we can use it anytime. So basically variables are something that we use to store data and use it again and again. Now then, today we are going to move ahead and let me remove all of this. Now today we are going to move ahead and we'll start with something called as operators. Today's topic is going to be all about operators and conditions. Okay, everyone. So now then, let's focus. So what exactly are operators? Okay, in simple terms, operators are nothing but something that helps you to perform an operation. Okay, now basically in programming, what can be an operation? Right? In programming, an operation is nothing but some kind of calculation or comparison. Very simple. In programming, an operation can be only a kind of calculation or a kind of comparison. So in program, and basically the calculation or the comparison that you'll perform, you'll basically perform it on data that you create. That basically means on the variables. Simple. So operators are nothing but something that will help you to perform operations like calculations and comparisons on the data that you create. Very simple. And a lot of times you'll need it. Let's say you're creating an application for tax calculation. Let's say you're creating an application like a music player and you want to calculate the length of the music. So a lot of times you're going to need calculations and a lot of times you're going to need comparisons. And for that purpose only, we have different kind of operators. Okay. So everyone, let's go. Okay. Now see, in JavaScript or in any programming language, we have a lot of operators. We have a lot of operators, and depending on what they do, they are divided into categories. Everyone, understand that, everyone. There are a lot of operators available in JavaScript as well as in a lot of programming languages, and depending on what they do, they are divided into categories. Please, please repeat. It's very simple. Operators are something that help to perform operation like calculations and comparisons. That's all. Calculation like plus, minus, multiplication. Comparison like if see if two data is equal or not. Something like that. It's very easy. Okay. So then let's move ahead, guys. And as I said, depending on what you say, like what they do, they are divided into categories. So let's see how many categories do we have here. Okay, so there are mainly three categories of operators in any programming language, mostly in all the programming languages. That is, the first one is binary. Basically says two number. That basically means the operators that perform calculation on two data, or we can also call them operands. See guys, for example, see, if I do something like a plus b, in this scenario, this plus is an operator and a and b are nothing but operands. So basically, the things that you perform the operation on are called as operands. If you are from an engineering background, you might be knowing it. So they are called as operands. You can also call them data or variables, whatever you want. But normally they are called as operands. Is that clear? And you can see, guys, the poll is live now. You guys can go ahead and just vote. And depending on whatever it comes, we are gonna see at the end what we're gonna make. Okay. So guys, let's move ahead now. Okay, so the first category of operators is binary. That means operators that work on two operands. Is that clear? Bi means two. So basically, binary operators are the operators that work on two operands. And inside binary also, there are a lot of operators. And again, depending on what they do, they are divided into different categories. So the first category under binary operator is the very simple one, that is arithmetic operators. And these are the most simplest ones. Like, let me just write it in the same line: plus, minus, multiplication, divide, modulus. These are the arithmetic operators that you have. By using this, you can perform all the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. I know that these things are very easy, but let's talk about them really like quickly. Okay, so now to use all of this, let's go ahead and let's create few variables that can hold data on which I can work on. Okay, so let's go. Let me create a variable called as num1. Okay, so let's say num1 is 23 or maybe 20, doesn't matter. And let's say I create one more variable called num2 equals to 50, something like that. Okay, so now then guys, let's move ahead and let's see how do they work. And I also want to print that, so console.log. And now I'm going to perform my calculation inside this, or you can also do this. Create a different variable called res, and here you can store the answer of the calculation. Okay guys, don't worry about the poll, don't worry, whatever happens will happen. Focus here everyone. Okay, so let's go. Num1 plus num2, the first operation. So we are basically using the plus arithmetic operator to perform an addition operation, and the answer of that or the output of that will be stored in res. Okay, so let's simply go ahead and just print res, and now let's see what is the output. So for that, let me get a browser window first. Here we go, and now let's run it. Guys, see, I know these things are very easy, but to reach to that level where we can actually make music player, I want every one of you to understand this. I know this is very easy. I know that a lot of you guys know this already, but still, this is the basics and we have to do it. Just like that, tomorrow we'll learn something else, and after that, we'll start with the actual DOM manipulation, where we will actually start manipulating HTML and CSS so that we can reach closer to the project. So right now, these things look like basics, but these are going to be very important. So focus. And I know a lot of you guys might be already knowing it, but still focus. Not a problem at all. Okay. So let's go in the browser. Let's run this page. And also let me open the console. Okay. Let me just zoom it for you. I hope you can see it now. And here we go. On the console, you have 70. That is basically 20 plus 50. Just like that, you have minus. Let me just test it for you quickly. That will basically be, in this case, 20 minus 50. That is minus 30. Just like that, you have multiplication. Here we go. 1000. Just like that, you already have division. And in this case, it will come in 0 points because 20 is previous. So let me just do this: num2 divided by num1, so that you'll get a good answer. Okay, now let's see. Here we go. 2.5. Okay, now see guys, you have this modulo operator or modulus operator. What it does, now see, when you perform a division operation, you get two answers actually. The main answer is the quotient, and then you also get remainder, right? I hope you guys know remainder from the basic maths. So you get quotient and remainder. So this slash division operation will give you the quotient. So in this case, it is giving me 2.5. And this modulus division operation will give me the remainder. So in this case, if instead of slash I pass modulo, it will again perform division, but now in this case it will give me the remainder. And here we go. 10 is the remainder. Simple, right? 22s are 40 and then 10 is remaining. So that is what the remainder is. Is it clear, everyone? Are we cleared with the arithmetic operations? So if these things are easy, we have to do it quickly so that we can reach to the next level. Everyone, are we cleared? Come on, quickly tell me so that we can move ahead. Guys, everyone, come on. Arithmetic operations cleared? Can we move ahead, everyone? Okay, that is amazing. That is amazing. Now then, let's talk about the next kind of operators. One more, tell me, sir. One more. Once more. Okay, once more. Once more, all the operators. It's simple, buddy. See, plus is for addition, just like you can see. If I perform num1 plus num2, it will add. Then you have minus, multiply, just like basic mathematic operations. Okay, simple. Now then, let's move ahead and let's move to the next one. That is next category. That is the category of assignment operator. And don't mind my spelling, guys. I'm very bad at spelling, so don't mind it, please. Okay. So assignment operators. Now in this, you're already using one of it. Assignment operators are used to assign values to something. Assignment operators are used to assign values to something. For example, see, here we are assigning 20 to num1, 50 to num2. So we are passing values. So assignment operators are used to pass values. Understand that. And they always work from right to left. If you watch something, they always work from right to left. Assignment operators always work from right to left. Understand that, guys. So let's see. We have equal to, we have plus equal to, we have minus equal to, we have divide equal to, and we have modulo equal to. These are all the different assignment operators that you have. Okay, so I know that you already know equal to, we are already using it, but what about the everything else? So if I explain one, all the things are actually self-understandable, but let's talk about one at least. So see, equal to we are already using. It is basically used to assign values. So what is the use of this plus equal to, minus equal to? What are they for? So let's see that. So in this case, let me just comment this out. I don't want to use it anymore. Now let me show you how does this plus equal to work. See guys, it works like this. If I do num1 plus equal to 10, num1 plus equal to 10. Now what it is actually doing is this. If I just spread it up, it is actually working like this. Num1 equals to num1 plus 10. This is what it is actually doing. What it is doing is it is adding both, and then whatever value comes as the output, assigning it to the left side variable. So what's happening is first I add num1 plus 10, that is basically 20 plus 10, 30, and whatever is the output, that is 30, I put it in the left side variable, that is again what? Num1. So the new value of num1 is nothing but what? 30. So if I print num1, you'll see num1, and that will become, here we go. Oh, sorry. Did I add it in the wrong place? Oh, I did it twice. So sorry, guys. So let me comment this out. I did it twice, right? Here we go. I was shocked what happened. So 30. This was just for explanation, but yeah, if I do it again, I'm adding. So these both operations are same. It's like the easier version, and this is like the assignment operator version. Yeah, I'm using this assignment operator plus equal to. Is it clear, everyone? And see, guys, I know I'm gonna go through this a little quickly because these things are very easy. Okay, and we only have 7 days, so we can't use a lot of time on this thing. Okay, picture is not clear. I'm also watching it on YouTube, buddy. It's clear. So do one thing. It might be the internet issue, or you can change the video quality, Sakshi. Just go ahead and change the video quality once and see if it is working. Okay. So guys, I hope you're clear with this. And I think now minus equal to, divide equal to, all of the things are self-understandable. But let me just do it one for you. So now if I do minus equal to, what will happen? It's simply num1 minus equal to 10. That means first perform num1 minus 10, that is 20 minus 10, that will give me 10, and then assign that value to the left side variable, that is num1. So the new value of num1 will be what? It should be 10. Is that clear, everyone? And that's how the things will go. Slash equal to, it will be basically divide and assign the answer to the left side. Modulo equal to will again divide, get the remainder, and assign it to the left side. Everything will just work like that. So guys, are we cleared with the assignment operations? Everyone, please tell me. Are the assignment operations cleared? I'm going to ask it for every category. Are the assignment operators clear? Can we move ahead now? And I'm going a little quickly, I know that, but I have to because we have to complete this, and these things are very easy. So that's why please focus. Very easy things. Okay. Now then, let's move ahead to the next category, that is called as either comparison operators, or we also call them relational operators. Now, these operators are generally used to compare data. These operations are generally used to compare data. Okay, very easy. These operations are generally used to compare data, and the operators are this. We have something called as equal to, we have something called as not equal to, we have something called as less than, we have greater than, we have less than equal to, and finally we have greater than equal to. Very simple, very easy, no confusion. Okay, all these operators are basically used to compare the data, and the output of these operations is either true or false, nothing else. The operation that you perform using this operator will give you either true or false, nothing else, whatever is the comparison depending on that. Okay, so let's start learning it. So let me comment all this out, and for now guys, I'm going to perform the comparison directly inside the console.log. So let me show you. Okay, so let's talk about the first operator. Now, for a lot of people, for a lot of new people, it might be confusing. So don't get confused, guys. Double equal to is simply an operator that is used for equality checking. It is basically used to check if two things are equal. Now, you might say, sir, in normal world, we use a single equal to check if things are equal. But why in programming we use double equal to? It's simply because single equal to is having some other work. That's all. You cannot have, say, like a single thing do two different things, a single operator do two different things. It will be confusing for the program as well as for the person learning it. So that's why single equal to was occupied somewhere else. It was used for assignment. That's why they created something called as double equal to. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, HG, don't worry. We have to go step by step, right? We have to go step by step. So we'll discuss the problem and then we'll talk about how that third operator is introduced. Don't worry, HG. We'll talk about that. So let's go, guys. Let's move ahead. So let's do it. Num1 equals to num2. That means simply check if num1 is equal to num2. Now you tell me, what are we going to get? True or false? If you look at this, check 20 is equal to 50. See, even if I write double equal to here, I'm going to call it equal to only, right? Just for normal equal. Okay. So check if 20 is equal to 50. Is it equal? No. Simple. So we should get false. Very easy, very clear. But if in this case both were same, we would have got true. Very simple. Is that clear? So it is a double equal to, but think of it like a simple equality checking. That's all. Is that cleared? Shrishti, I hope it is cleared now. Okay, cool. Let's move ahead now, guys. Now, you also have something called as not equal to. It check if two things are not equal. So now in this case, 50 and 50, both are equal. So this not equal to operation will give me false. I'm checking 50 not equal to 50. It's false. Obviously, both are equal. So here we go. We get false. Okay, but now if in this case it was 20 and 50, we would have got true because it's correct. 20 is not equal to 50. Okay, very simple, very easy. Just like that, we have all the things like basic maths. We have less than. Now I'm checking, check if 20 is less than 20. Obviously true, right? Check if 20 is greater than 50. Obviously false. Okay, very easy. Now then, let's talk about the next one, that is less than equal to. Now, what does this mean? Can these operators be used in? Yes, yes, Ashwelin. Yes, yes. Don't worry. We are going to that. We are going to that. We are not gonna, what do you say, mug anything up. We're gonna understand everything. Then we'll move ahead. Okay, so don't worry. Don't. Yes, Nisha. Don't worry. I'll explain that as well. Don't worry. So, guys, see, now we have less than equal to. That means two things will be fine. Either it should be less than or it should be equal to. That means in this case, see, num1 is 20, num2 is 50. So I'm check if 20 is less than or equal to 50. So it's not equal to 50, but yeah, it is obviously less than. So that's fine. True. So in this case, even if it was 50, it should still be true. because it's not less than, but at least it's equal to. So that's what less than equal to is. And just like that, you also have greater than equal to, either greater than or equal to. That's it. Okay, very simple, very easy. So remember, don't write true false. How to display true false? See, this comparison is giving me the output of true or false, just like when you do this, num1 plus num2. So this operation gives you addition, right? 50 plus 50, it gives you 100. So this operation is returning you a value 100. 50 plus 50, 100. Just like that, this comparison is going to give you either true or false. That's what I said in the start. Whenever you perform a comparison, there will be only two outputs, either true or false. Is it clear, everyone? Now, first of all, tell me, everyone, are we cleared with the relational operator? Guys, are we cleared with this relational operator logic? Please tell me, everyone. Come on, be quick, everyone. Come on, tell me. Are we cleared? So understand, guys, this operation is giving me true and false. So I can also do this. See, if I want, I can create a variable called res and I can put this thing there, comparison there. So now, see, comparison happening. Check num1 less than equal to num2. Yes. In this case, yes. So it will give me true. This thing, this operation will return true. And that true will go here in res. It will be stored. And then if I print res, I'll still get what? True. Nothing else. Okay. Simple. Balakoti is asking not equal to. Not equal to is to check if something is not equals. Like for example, C. Okay. Now in this case, C, both are equal, right, Bala? I hope you can see. Num1 and num2 both are equal. So in this case, if I check if num1 is not equal to num2. Now if I tell you in normal English, Bala, please check if num1 is not equal to num2. What will you tell me? You'll say, no, sir, they are equal. That means my not equal to is false. Is it cleared? I'll tell you, Bala, num1 is not equal to num2. You'll say, sir, it's false because they are equal. That's how it is working. Simple. Not equal to. So check if num1 is not equal to num2. That's false because both are equal. Simple. Okay. So now, guys, let's talk about one really important thing here. So now these were all the comparison operators, but there is a problem. There is a problem. As I mentioned yesterday, that JavaScript is loosely typed language. That means it doesn't force you to provide types for variables. You can simply use var and all the variable, all the any kind of data you fill, depending on that, they will pick up the type. That means they are not forcing you to mention type like C and C++. You just use var, and whatever data you put inside that variable, that type will be picked up. So JavaScript is a loosely typed language. And because of this, there is one problem. And the problem is, see, what if I simply go here and I do this 50. So now this is a number 50, and this is something that looks like 50, but it's not 50 because it's a string. It is looking like 50, but it's not a number. Now, any other language will not like tell you, like, will not, what do you say, will not provide you to like check a number in a string. They will not let you compare a number in a string because they are strictly typed. If you compare a number in a string, they will give you error. But here now, if you compare a number in a string, because it is loosely typed, it actually works. So in this case, if I check if num1 is equal to num2, here we go. We get true. See? So one is numeric 50, one is a string 50, which cannot be used as a number, but still for the relational operator equal to, they are same, and we get true, and that's an issue. Right? That's the issue. So after a lot of time, people understood this, and that's why JavaScript created a new set of operators for equality and not equality checking. Okay, and those are called as identity operators, in which we have something called as triple equal to and not double equal to. And same thing happens in PHP as well. So there also you have triple equal to and not double equal to. Yes, anything within double quotes is considered as a string. It is a string. Okay. So now see, if I do num1 triple equal to num2. So see guys, triple equal to is also for checking. Check if both are equal. But now in this case, it checks everything. It checks first if both are number. If both are number, then only you're allowed to check them. Otherwise, don't even check them. So in this case, now it will check first. Check if both are numbers. Now see, are both numbers? No. Num1 is a number, num2 is a string. So in this case, they should give me false. So it checks if the type of the data of both the variables are same. If they are not same, I'll not compare it. That's so simple. So triple equal to is the best way to check for equality from now on. So guys, in the future, every time you use, stop using double equal to and not equal to, start using triple equal to and not double equal to. That is what JavaScript suggests nowadays. Okay, so stop using these two and start using these two. Is that clear? Now see, if I make it number, then it will definitely work. So now in this case, we should get true. So let's see, and here we go. It is exactly like double equal to, but double equal to has a problem that it doesn't identify if the type of the data is same. It only sees if they look same. Okay, that's why we should start using triple equal to. I hope everyone is cleared with this. Guys, is everyone cleared? Identity operators are cleared. Everyone, please tell me, come on. Quick, everyone. Are we cleared, guys? Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's great. That's great. Okay, that's cool. So now then, let's move on to the next set of binary operators. That is basically what? It is something called as conditional operators, or sometimes we also call it, what do you say, logical operators. Okay, so some people also call it logical, some people also call it conditional. Double equal to checks only value. Yes, Anurup. Yes, double equal to only checks if the value looks same. It only checks like an image. Okay, both look like 50 to me. Fine, it's okay. Compare it. So does that mean relation operators are deprecated in JS? Only these two, not deprecated, but yeah, they had some problems. So I can't say deprecated, but yeah, I should stop using it. So yeah, it's kind of deprecated only. Yes, like if you go for React and Angular, they don't allow you. If you use this, they will give you warning. Please don't use this. So yes, not all the relation operators, only double equal to and not equal to. Is that cleared? Pooja Yadav, repeat. See, simple Pooja, in simple terms, double equal to only checks if they look same. So a number 50 and a string 50 are same for double equal to. But for triple equal to, it should be both numbers. Then only it will compare, or both strings. Then only it will compare. Is that clear? So only if the data type is same, then triple equal to moves ahead. Otherwise, it will give false. Double equal to, for that, types don't matter. It's simple. If they look same, fine. Go ahead. Is that clear, everyone? So now then, let's move ahead to the next category, that is conditional operators or logical operators. And in this, there are only three. Very simple. That is and. Now you can see I have written and twice, but it's called as and only. You don't call it and. Some people also call it and that's fine, no problem. But yeah, we only call it and. So this is what you have and then after that you have this, which is called as or. Now, I hope by hearing this, you can remember your maths from 7 to 8 standard, right? And then you also have something called as not. You have and, you have or. I'll zoom it for you if you can't see properly. So you have and, you have or, and you have not. Okay, these are the logical operators. Now, where to use them? Where to use them? So are you going to take React Essential session after JS? Maybe. Let's see if we are planning to go for that. Definitely. Why not, Raj? So now, guys, see, everyone. Now, when to use logical operators? That's very important to understand. When to use logical operators. So logical operators are basically used when you want to check multiple conditions at once. Logical operators are basically used when you want to check multiple conditions at once. Now, for example, if you can remember your math session, your maths from 7th standard, 8th standard, 10th standard, I don't know when this subject was there. So if you remember that truth table, guys, do you remember that truth table where true and true was true, true and false was false? So if there is an and operator, single false means the whole equation is false. And if it is the or operator, single true means the whole equation is true. Do you remember that, everyone? Guys, do you remember that, everyone? So in and, single false means the whole thing is false. And if it is or, single true means the whole thing is true. That's what and or do. Right, everyone? Right? Yep. So let's go and let's see how it is working here. So for example, see, I can do this. Let me do this. num1, num2, and let me create one more called as num3. Okay, so num3 equals to, let's say I call it 30. Now everyone please focus. Yes, it's exactly like truth table. So now let me write two conditions here. Okay, let me write two conditions. I'm giving some spaces so that you can see properly. So let me write two conditions. I'm going to write num1 is less than num2, and I want to check one more condition, and then I put a and in between. So check if num1 is less than num2 and num2 is less than num3. Now in this case, see what will happen. Read both the conditions. Num1 is less than num2, that is 20 is less than 50. Yes, true, correct. So first statement, true. And num2 is less than num3. 50 is less than 30. No, false. So in this case, this thing is returning true. This thing is returning false. So true and false. That means the whole statement becomes what? False, because it's an and. So true and false means false. Is that clear? So to see this, let's see. Here we go. See that everyone? False. So for and, both conditions must be true. And for or, single true is fine. For example, see if I use or here, save it. See, in this, I know that one is true. So I'm using or, the whole statement becomes true. So if ever you want to write multiple conditions in one check, you're going to use logical operators. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Come on, everyone. Are we cleared? Sir, what is MERN stack? It's basically a tech stack, a combination of MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. That's what MERN stack is. Okay. So everyone, I hope it is cleared. And then finally, guys, you also have not, which is very simple. It's like negation. If you remember negation from the truth table as well, truth logic as well, negation, right? So negation means if it is true, I'll convert it to false. If it is false, I'll convert it to true. Simple. So for example, see, I'll give you an example. Everyone, please focus. Console.log. See, let's say I directly print something called as true. Directly, I print a Boolean value true. What will happen in this case? True. Here we go. It's true. If I print false, false. But if I add a not in front of it, it will convert it. It will reverse it. It will negate it. So if it is false, it becomes true. If it is true, it becomes false. So that's what not is. Console.log not true. What is not true? False. Console.log not false. Was it not false? Whatever is true is not false. Simple. And you can use it for conditions. For example, see now in this case, if I do console.log num1 less than num2, I know it is obviously true. 20 less than 50, obviously true. I know it's going to give me true. But I can do this. Check if num1 is not less than num2. So I can apply this not here. Okay. So if in this case, let me put a bracket. So you have to put a bracket here, guys, so that the calculation happens properly. So put num1 less than num2 in a bracket and then not. So whatever num1 less than num2 is returning, I'll basically negate that. Simple. So num1 less than num2 will give me true, and I'll negate that and I'll convert it to false. Simple, easy. Yes, yes, Janita, yes, yes. So everyone, are we cleared with logical operators? Please tell me, guys. Everyone, are we cleared? What is the purpose of Next.js? It is simply an extension framework from React. It helps you to create front ends. That's all. The basic line, that's the basic definition. That's what it does. But yeah, in future, when we have a Next.js essential, there I'm going to teach you everything about Node.js. Don't worry. But yeah, for now, it's simply a framework based on React. It helps you to create front end. That's all. Completely based on React. Okay, cool. So everyone, I hope we are clear with this, guys. Okay, that's good then. Let's move ahead. Difference between and double and. First of all, HG, there is nothing called as and. Single and is called as ampersand, and it is used for different things. In terms of operators, we don't use any single and. We use double and. Because see, if you go for C, if you have ever seen C language, there ampersand is used in scanf to take values from user. If you know that in C language, a single and is used to take, it is used in scanf to take values from user, and that's why there they have double and to check conditions. And that is what every programming language is basically following. Double and for and, single and is for something else, because single and is called as ampersand. Okay, so it is basically occupied somewhere else, that's why we have to use double and now as a tradition every programming language is following that, so that there can be a standard in programming, so that everyone can write programs easily. Every time you don't have to learn new things, right? Is that clear, everyone? Cool, then let's move ahead. Okay, so these were, guys, all the binary operators. Okay, now then let's move ahead to the next category, that is the category called as unary operators. It basically says, so how do we know you're taking one essential? It will be notified. Just be registered on the community, it will be notified, buddy. Bhaskara, it will be notified. It will be notified to you. Okay. So now, guys, let's move ahead to unary operators. So just like binary, it said I work with two operands. Bi means two. So I work with two operands. You have something called as unary operators. Operators which only work with one operand. Those are called as unary operators. Unary means one in simple case. So let's go, guys. And in this, you only have two. You only have two operators, two simple operators, no big categories. You have something called as plus plus, which is considered as an increment operator. You have something called as minus minus, which is considered as a decrement operator. Simple. Plus plus is basically used to increment any variable by one. It adds one to any variable. Minus minus decreases one from any variable. Now, for example, let's go. Let's go. Let's create a variable called as, let's, I hope I have commented everything. Yes, cool. So let's create a variable, guys. Let's create a variable called as num. Focus, guys, focus. You'll understand it. Let's say num initially is 10. Okay. Now, console.log, I do num. Hello, sir. What is framework library? I'll tell you that. Let me complete this topic. I'll tell you. I'll come back to your question. So you see, guys, I do console.log num. Okay. Here we go. Simple 10. Now then, let's use this operators. Now, if I do this num plus plus, it simply will add 1 to the number. So if it is 10, it will become 11. And here we go. Simple. And if I perform minus minus, it will simply decrease it by 1. Here we go. 9. That's how it is working. And you can do it here as well, like this. For now, it will be same thing, but I'll also tell you the difference. But for now, it will be same thing. So I can either do it after the variable, which is called as post increment. I can also do it before the variable, which is called as pre increment. So see, still 11. Okay. So now you can say, sir, then what is the difference? Like I cannot note any difference. Even if you do plus plus num, still 11. Even if I do num plus plus, still 11. So what exactly is the difference between this post and pre increment? Where can I see the exact difference? So guys, see, if you're working on a single variable, you can't see the difference. You have to include this in an operation to actually see the difference. Hello, cascading style sheet, buddy. Hello. Okay, that's a good name, but fine. Hello. Okay, so now guys, let's go ahead and let's see what is the difference between post and pre. Okay, let's go. And for that, I have to create an operation. So let me do this, everyone. Please focus. So let's say I create one more variable, var num2. Okay, and I do equals to num plus plus. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm also performing an assignment and I'm also performing an increment. Now see what happens. When your increment operator is getting used inside a big operation like assignment or addition or something like that, it's in some other operation as well. In this case, what happens? The operation happens first and then the increment happens. So in this case, what will happen? First equal to will work, then increment will work. So num2 equals to num will happen. That means 10 will go in num2 and then num1 will increment. That means num will become 11. Let me call it num1, guys, otherwise you'll be confused. Okay, so initially the value of num1 is 10. In this operation, equal to will work first. So the value of num1 is still 10. It's not incremented yet. So 10 will go in num2. So the value of num2 becomes 10, and then num1 will increment itself. So it will become 11. To show you that, let me print both of them. So let me print num2, comma, num1. See guys, just by putting a comma, you can also print two variables in console.log. Just by putting a comma, you can also print two variables in console.log. Now let's see. As you can see, num2 is 10 and num1 is 11. That means first assignment operation happened. Whatever was the value of num1 initially, it goes to num2. So num2 becomes 10, and then num1 increments itself and become 11. And that's why here we see 10 and 11. But if I do pre-increment, now in this case, what happens? First increment will happen, and then any other operation will happen. So first num1 will become 11, and after that assignment will happen. And now if the assignment is happening, I'm passing 11 to num2. So in this case, both should become 11. That's the difference between post and pre. You can look out for this difference only when you're in a separate operation. Normally both will look same, but when you're in operation, then the difference happens. Post, if it is a post increment or post decrement, first what happens? First operation will happen, then increment will happen. If it is a pre increment or decrement, first that increment decrement will happen, and then the operation will happen. And guys, see, you don't like, see, these things are not very like, you don't have to use it too much. It depends on the situation when you're going to use it. Is that cleared? So everyone, are we cleared? Depending on the situation, depending on what you're doing, these things are getting used. So don't worry. For basic calculation. Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, please tell me, are we cleared? Everyone. Yes, AG, yes, buddy. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. Everyone, are we cleared? Guys? All of you, please answer me, guys. I can see people telling me repeat. Okay, I'll just give you a brief answer of everything now again. So, see, just to like clear you out, if it is post increment, that means you're performing increment operation after the variable. What happens in this? See, initially num1's value was 10. That 10 is transferred to num2. So num2 also becomes 10, and then plus plus happens. So num1 becomes 11. So num2 will remain 10 and num1 will become 11. But if it is pre-increment, in this case, first increment will happen. So first num1 will increment itself. It will become 11. And then that will be transferred to num2. So num2 will also become 11. So simple line is, if it is a post increment, operation will happen first and then increment will happen. If it is a pre-increment, increment will happen first and then operation. That's all. Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, I now hope that all the people asking for repeat, I hope it's cleared now. Okay, I really hope now it is cleared. So these are the two unary operators, guys. These are the two unary operators. Very simple, very easy. Okay, now see, we still have 10 minutes left for today. Okay, so don't worry, we'll at least cover a little concept of conditional statement today at least, and then tomorrow we'll move ahead and learn conditions and loops. So don't worry about that. Okay, so let me comment all this out. So guys, I really hope that you guys are cleared with all these operators. And now throughout our course, we're going to use these operators a lot. And this is not only for JavaScript, guys. These operators, or 90% of these operators, are everywhere. So in any programming language you go, you'll find these things. But I really hope that you now have actually understood how these operators works. That is my main aim. I hope you have understood this. So now then, let's move ahead and let's talk about a really important topic in any programming language, that is conditional statement. Very important topic, guys. Conditional statement. Okay, so what exactly is conditional statement? Okay, so guys, see, listen to me carefully, you'll understand everything. Just listen to me what I'm saying here. So a conditional statement is used whenever you want to perform something based on something. Whenever you want to perform operation, whenever you want to execute a line of code based on something, that's when you use a conditional statement. For example, let's talk about real world. For example, if you join tomorrow by 6:30, then I'll take your lecture. So basically, I will take your lecture is my operation, but I'll only do that if you join tomorrow by 6:30. So that is my condition, right? So this is like an example of a conditional working. I'm going to do something, but based on a condition, based on something else. So that this is the logic of how conditions work. Now you might ask her where we're gonna, like, for all the new people, actually a lot of people I know that you know this, totally fine, but for all the new people I'm telling you this. Now you might think, in programming, where are we going to need this? So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example for this. You go on Facebook, right? You go on Facebook, you directly don't see the login page, you directly don't see your friends post and everything. The first thing that you have to do is write your username and password, and Facebook checks if that is correct. Then only Facebook allows you to go on the login page, right? That means somewhere, when you write your username and password and when you click on submit, somewhere it checks if username is correct, if password is correct, then only allow this person to get inside. Otherwise, simply give him an error that you're not allowed. That is where conditions are getting used. That code of letting you in only executes if your username and password are correct. Otherwise, that code won't execute. Is that clear, everyone? So that's an example, and that is only one example. There are a lot of things. For example, you go on, what I say, let's say a site where you want to upload a PDF. So you submit a form. Without uploading a PDF, you submit a form. It gives you error. Please upload a PDF. Somewhere it is checking. If the PDF file is uploaded, then only allow him to submit. Otherwise, don't allow him to submit. That means somewhere there is a condition. So almost every site in the world inside code is having conditions, guys. And that's where these things help you. Conditional statements. Is that clear, everyone? I hope you're understanding all this. Okay. Yes, yes, knowledge media. There is ternary operator, but I'm keeping ternary operator for now. First, we'll talk about conditional statements. Then ternary operator will be much more easier to understand. If we understand conditions first, then ternary operator will be much more easier to understand, right? That's why I'm waiting. First, let's complete basic conditional logic, and then ternary operator will be very, very easy. Okay. So now, guys, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Now, just like in normal English, when you want to speak of a condition, you say if, right? If everywhere. Whenever you want to put a condition to anyone, you use the word if. So also in programming, if you want to write down a conditional statement, the keyword that you have got is if. The keyword that you have got is nothing but if. Simple. So now then, let's go ahead and let's see how to write a very, very simple conditional statement. How to execute a code based on a condition. The syntax is very simple, guys. First, you need to write if, then rounded brackets, or better name, parenthesis. This is called as parenthesis, rounded brackets. And inside this, you have to put your condition. And then after that, you have to create a block with the help of curly braces. And then here will the code go. Here the code will go. Now, how will this work? When the execution control comes on this line, in this will happen. See, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, go inside, execute the code, and then go outside. If the condition is false, simply go outside, skip this block. So if the condition is false, this code won't execute. Only if the condition is true, this code will execute. Is that clear? That's how basically a simple if works. But now, what is a condition? That's a very important question. How are we going to write conditions in program? And now, guys, if you remember, see, first I'll give you a word. Conditions are nothing but mostly comparisons. Conditions are nothing but mostly what? Comparisons. Now you tell me, have we talked about comparisons yet? Have we talked about comparisons? Please, come on, guys, tell me. See, we have learned all these comparison operators. So yes, we have talked about comparisons. We know how to compare two variables. And comparing of data is nothing but what you call as condition. Comparing of something is what you call as condition. A condition includes comparison of something. Understand that. A condition always includes comparison of something. For example, let me give you a real world example. If I tell you, let's say, for example, if you give me 20 rupees, I'll give you this chocolate. Now, what does this mean? It means I'm comparing the money that you are going to give with 20 rupees. If the money that you give and the money that I want are same, you're eligible to take this chocolate. So I'm comparing the money that you're going to give and the money that I want. So it's simply a comparison. Now it's a very lame example, but I hope you're understanding it. Very simple, right? So that's all. So let's go here and let's write a condition. And for that, again, you need to create some variables. But yes, you can also work without variables, guys. See, I can directly do this. Condition requires only comparison of data. Now, either they are coming from a variable or you're writing them directly, doesn't matter. So I can also do this. 23 equals to 34. And let's say my code is console.log. For now, let's just say, hello, I am working. Now you guys tell me. You guys tell me the output. Everyone, come on. I'm checking if 23, check if 23 is equal to 34. So now if this condition is true, this code will execute. If this condition is false, I'll simply go outside. I'll skip this block. So now you guys tell me, what will be the output? Come on, everyone. What will be the output? Are we going to have hello, I'm working? Not print. Simple, because the condition is false. 24 is not equal to 34. Right? But if I, in this case, if I do 24 not equal to 34, now we should actually get hello, I'm working. Here we go. Simple. Right? That's great. You guys are understanding well and you guys are telling me correct answers. Amazing. I'm proud of you guys. Okay. Now then, instead of simply writing data like this, we should always create variables. That's a good way of doing it. So let's go and create some variables like num1. See guys, right now we're creating very lame, simple variables. In some time, we'll be creating some really good things. So don't worry. These basic things are going to be the foundation of the big things that we're going to create in some time. Okay. So then, num1 67. And that's fine. Num1 67. That's cool for now. So let's do this. Check if num1 is less than. Right now, I just introduced a block to you. In some time, I'll introduce, like maybe tomorrow, we can talk about that difference when we are ready, because tomorrow we're going to learn loop and everything, right? So that will be the correct time to talk about let versus var. So don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. I'm not going to skip that. I'll tell you that. Don't worry at all. Okay. Yes, Anup. Okay, guys, let me give Anup's answer. So Anup is asking framework versus library. So you can see, first thing is, you can think of something is a little smaller thing and one thing is a bigger thing. See, library is like a collection of few modules, a collection of few functions that is doing a specific thing. Framework is like a collection of libraries, different libraries working together to generate a final project. That is what you can consider as a framework. A library is a collection of modules doing some specific things. For example, let me give you an example. There is a library called as Express, which helps you to create APIs, and that is the only task that it does. There's a library called as FS, which helps you to, which provides you functions for file system management. Right? That's a library working specifically for file system management. Express library working specifically for API development. Now these are libraries working for a specific thing, collection of some functions, collection of some modules. A framework is like collection of libraries. Like for example, a framework can be having Express library, FS library, all of that together and creating something. Are you getting? So I hope it is clear, right? Anup, a library is a collection of modules. A framework can be a collection of libraries as well as few different things. jQuery, yes, exactly. It's a library. It's simply a collection of functions working for a specific thing, for DOM manipulation, for JavaScript. That's all. Okay, so now guys, let's move ahead and let's talk about the last thing for today, and then I'll see if a poll result is on. I have to ask the moderator to see if what is the poll result. But now, one last thing for today, everyone. Focus. So now, just like if, guys, when we talk in English, when we talk in normal world, we also say this, right? If this happens, I'll do this. Otherwise, I'll do this. So basically, if the condition is true, I'm going to do something. But if it becomes false, I will still do something else, right? That means there is also a way to perform something if the condition goes false. So basically, what if you want to perform something if the condition is false? You can also do that. And for that, everyone, we have a keyword called as else, which always works with if. Else is with never without a if. Else is always with if. Because else only work if the condition goes false. Now, let me just write some dummy text like bye bye in this case. So now see, Check if num1 is less than 100. If this condition is true, execute this code and skip. Go outside. Go here directly. If this condition is false, skip this block and go to else and execute that and then go outside. So basically now, if the condition is true, this block will execute. If the condition is false, this block executes. Else only executes if the condition is false. That's what else is for. Is that cleared? So now let me just do this. I make num1 equal to 670. Now it's obvious, right? Now it's obvious. Okay. Okay, guys. So the poll votes are here, and I hope you guys can also see. So the music player has got the most votes. To-do list has got the less votes. That is 10%. That's fine. Music player has got 52% votes. Okay. So be ready. I'm going to teach you how to create a music player on web by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But for that, guys, you have to tune in on the 6th and 7th day, because those are the days where we're going to create this. We're going to use 2 lectures to create this, everyone. Okay. That is 6th and 7th day. That will mostly be Saturday and Sunday. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So everyone, we are creating music player. Okay. Finalized. No questions asked from now. We are creating music player on Saturday and Sunday. But for that, we have to learn everything. So tomorrow we'll learn something based on that. Day after that, we'll learn something based on that. We still have to go for 4 to 5 classes to reach 6th and 7th day, right? Everyone? Cool. Now we'll build up for that project. We'll learn everything for that project. So I'll teach you how to manage audios. I'll teach you how to manage the controls and everything, so that we can create that project at the last day. What about quiz application? Ajay, I gave you 3 options, right, buddy? I gave you the option of quiz application. I gave all of you the option of quiz application, music player, and to do app. And we're only going to create one project. So you guys have selected music player, so we're going to do that. And yes, that's a really good choice because that has a lot of things, and we are also going to deal with audio. But before that, let me show you the output. And in this case, you guys are correct. It should be bye bye. Here we go. Bye bye. And guys, that's it for today. The basic conditional logic we have covered. Now, tomorrow we'll talk more about conditions. We'll see what else things are in the conditions. And then after that, we'll go ahead and learn loop. Okay. So now, everyone, please join the community group. Everyone, please join the community group. Okay. There, I'm going to post all the files that I create. And I'm also going to post the assignment there. Okay. Let me post the assignment here only. Guys, let me post the assignment here only. But before that, I would like to tell you something. Okay. See, guys. So, everyone, this 7-day session is only for learning JavaScript and creating one project. Now you imagine that how much we are doing in this 7-day. We are learning a lot of JavaScript and we are also creating one project. So if you want to learn more and become a complete full stack developer, you can go on LetsUpgrade.in, check out our courses and enroll in, where I will teach you every day, like almost every day, on how to become a full stack developer. We start from the very zero, that is from HTML, CSS, and we go till the very end, that is like database creation. And we create around 12 to 15 projects. That includes something like Netflix, something like Instagram, something like Stack Overflow. So we create a lot of projects, guys. Okay, so if you're interested in that, there is a registration form going on. You can just register that and talk to us about that. And you can actually see, I'm only telling you the 20% of the course. There are a lot of things in the course. So you can fill that form that is there right now, and you can talk to us. And otherwise, you can still continue enjoying the lectures. We still have 5 more days to go, where we're going to learn a lot of, what do you say, coding in JavaScript, and finally a project. I'm interested for full stack and I have applied. That's great, BK Fantasy. That's great, buddy. See you sometime in the full stack course. Don't worry, I'll be there. Okay. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to post the assignment. Everyone, full stack developer course is free or paid. To inquire that, just fill that form, and we will talk to you about that. Okay, Shubham Panchal, you can talk to you about that. Just fill that form and talk to us. See if you like or not, and depending on that, you can decide. So don't worry. And otherwise, keep enjoying the lectures. That's totally fine. Now, before you guys go ahead, let me give you the assignment, everyone. And it's going to be very simple assignment. See, I'm going to post the question here. The question is very simple. So basically, let me just announce it. I want all of you to create two variables and perform all these operators operation on them. That's what I want you guys to do. It's only related to this lecture, so it's a very easy assignment. Is there any front end development course? Yes, Siva. Yes, buddy. Just fill the form that is going on, that PGP form, and talk to us about anything. Talk to us about anything, and we'll help you in that. Don't worry. Duration of full stack, I think it's around 6 months because it includes a lot of technologies plus 15 projects, 12 to 15 projects. So yes, it goes around 6 months. But yes, once you complete those 6 months, you end up becoming a really, really great full stack developer who knows how to build a Facebook or Instagram. Okay. So for any queries, guys, just fill that form. And the assignment is, guys, simply create two variables and perform all the operations that are mentioned here. Is the assignment question cleared, guys? This is what I want you guys to create as assignment. And see, guys, today is a very simple assignment. I know that because we have only completed that much. Now tomorrow we'll talk about loops, more about conditions. Then the assignment will become bigger. After that, we'll talk about something else. We'll talk about DOM manipulation. Assignment will become bigger. So day by day now, assignment will keep getting bigger. So for now, enjoy the small assignment. From tomorrow, you'll start getting big assignments as well. Have to do assignment on which platform? You have to do it in your local PC, and we will provide a assignment submission link where you have to submit it. Assignment submission is very important, guys, if you want the certificate of the 7-day course. If you guys want the certificate of this 7-day course, assignment submission is very important. Okay, so complete the assignments and we will provide the link of assignment submission. I think it will be in the description of this video as well. See, here we go, Varuna is providing it, the assignment submission form. So that is where you have to go and upload your assignments, guys. Okay, and see, guys, there is also a group link. So just click on that link, sign up yourself and join that group, and that's where you can connect to me, everyone. Is that clear? And if you also want to connect to me and ask any doubts, I will give you my LinkedIn and Instagram. You can go ahead and just connect to me there. So let me just give you my LinkedIn. It's opening, guys, just wait a minute. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm posting my LinkedIn in the chat. Okay, let me just do this. How to do it? Okay, here we go. So I'm posting, guys, my LinkedIn account in the chat. Just go ahead and just connect to me there for any doubts, for anything that you want to ask. And I'll also put my Instagram username here. You can go ahead and just connect to me there as well. It is this, Saurabh Gupta. You can connect to me there and you can ask your questions related to the course, related to if you want to join, related to any doubts, related to if you're doubtful about anything in the course. You can ask me directly on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Anywhere is fine. You can connect and ask me anything. Is JS code is fine or have to send entire HTML structure to? Yes, you have to zip it and upload. You have to zip it and upload, Anurup. So just write it in a single HTML page. That's totally fine, buddy. How that certificate will provide? I think it will be offline. Maybe it is going to be offline, but I'm not sure about that. So let me talk to the team and tomorrow I'll inform you guys. Is that clear, everyone? Yesterday there was no assignment, Yash. Yesterday there was no assignment because we did very basics and we only talked about JavaScript. Today we did something, so we have assignment. Okay, guys. So that's it for today, everyone. That's it for today. I'm hoping to see all of you tomorrow. And let me ask you one last question: that did you guys enjoy the session or not? That is my main important question. Do you guys understand everything? Did you guys learn something new? And did you guys enjoy the session? Tell me that, everyone. Come on, that is my most important question. Yes, LinkedIn link I have pasted in the chat. LinkedIn link I have pasted in the chat. You can see some guy called Saurabh Gupta pasting the LinkedIn. That's me. So you can just go on that link and find me there. And I have given an alternative as well. You can go on my Instagram handle, Saurabh Gupta 8, and you can connect to me there as well. And you can ask me any doubts related to that. Okay. Now, guys, see, we are building up. Right now, we're at basics, but on the 6th day, we'll be actually creating a live music player. Okay. So be there, guys. Be there till the end. We will create amazing things and you'll enjoy every bit of this course. I will try my best for that at least. Okay. So today we are at the basics. On the last day, we'll be actually creating a music player and I want to see all of you there. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Enjoy your night. And I'll see all of you tomorrow exactly at 6:30. Okay. So bye-bye, everyone. Good night. I'll see all of you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. See all of you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.